And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Judge, you've only been in this case for, like, the entire case.
Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
Well, about that, that's very easy for her.
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. Dude, I can't The rashness of youth. How charming.
Shut up, Edgeworth.
Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Coco is here with Flora and Ryan, and we are continuing Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls.
Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
Yes, as a tutor.
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls.
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me.
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14.
He probably came up with a kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see.
Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Falls. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow?
Oh, leave him alone.
No, let the man live.
The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge.
I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million?
It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk.
A $2 million pint of milk? I don't know what to think about that.
The defendant demanded that her sister, Valerie, make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why the fuck you lying?
Why you always lying? Oh my god. Why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety. What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and after she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm.
That was a dangerous thing to do considering you were being held hostage.
Yes, but actually, that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shooting me off the bridge from behind.
I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment.
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try and run away, but Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin. Oh.
And in the next instant, I advise the court to remember that the river is 13 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind, that was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money.
And that's why you hid your identity?
Yes, I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne, eh?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me. Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years. I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think killed her? There's no way I could!
Es el momento de la verdad para ese testigo también. Cuando la verdad sobre ese secuestro escenificado se sale, todos en la cancha sabrán el Jezebel que realmente es.
I've just got to prove that kidnapping was a hoax.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's cycle through again.
That's the last one.
Do we show the diamond when she mentions it and call her out, or?
Not the diamond.
Not yet, we're not ready to go like, court, look, diamond here, look.
Oh my god, I'm too diamond happy. Ah!
Okay, that's usually how these games go. You'll like jump ahead too fast and you're like, but the thing!
I'll tell you this is the correct statement.
Okay. Okay, would it be the positioning she wouldn't be able to like how could he have pushed her?
Right train of thought.
Okay. Do we have I'm trying to remember, sorry, it's been a bit.
We've got the map and we've got the photo.
Okay.
Let's put the map.
Okay, I guess the map then? You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge. Now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
Ugh.
You're right. If the events occurred just as the witness has testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see, Just a moment, Your Honor! It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
What? What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious! Order! Order in the court!
It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say, that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Okay.
Let me know what you need me to check out.
Let me look at the map again. What about the photo of the bridge itself? Yeah, it has, like, railing. You can't. Not unless he, like, picked her up and threw her.
Yeah, like it threw her through. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Your Honor, all of the answers right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant, because he totally could pick her up and throw her. Like, wires like this wouldn't be a problem, it wouldn't! No. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over unwittingly, just did it without thinking.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. Ah! And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range.
A surge of adrenaline?
The rashness of youth! So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Gwa!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne. You jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this?
Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Fuck, I'm losing the... Yes, it's ridiculous! My sister was there to help me! She had her gun and handcuffs. She could have saved me! Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide!
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, if the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what was it? What was so important that she wanted to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. The fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life for jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. It's diamond time!
Youth's time has arrived!
Finally!
Finally, diamond time! 5 years ago. Something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond.
Stephen, is that you?
No! It can't be!
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack,
Why, that's simply ridiculous.
Order! Order! Order!
Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plot?
This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
But she was a detective then! You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Who is that? Laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Mr. Falls and my sister.
Well,
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey. I don't know.
What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder. Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject this assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are.
Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Sin evidencia se acabó el juicio. ¿Quién decidió eso?
Mr. Armando.
Vamos, gatita. ¿No has averiguado que puedes crear tus propias reglas? Well, everyone does that, so I guess.
Yeah! Edward's been doing it this whole time.
Por ejemplo, si no hay evidencia, todavía hay testimonio.
Testimony?
En el día en cuestión, Dahlia Hawthorne asesinó a su hermana, Valerie Hawthorne. Ella escondió su cuerpo en el maletero del coche que Falls robó y luego fue a reunirse con él. Destrizado como su hermana, Valerie Hawthorne. Eso es lo que piensas, ¿verdad?
Yes, that's right.
En ese caso, solo hay una solución, ¿no? Solo queda una persona que puede testificar sobre el asesinato de Valerie Hawthorne.
Our boy! Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes? It's our boy! It's Mr. Falls. Your Honor, The defense wishes to call a new witness. A new witness? Yes. We would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
See y'all.
Bye!
Tomodachi.
Ooh.
Georgie! Character in this game. I'm thinking of the Georgie from Papers, Please.
Oh.
This is a very different
Oh yeah.
situation that Georgie finds himself in.
Freya, storyteller. Birthday, the January 29th, writer for the Everything Whispers, talks about mundane things, art, and life in general.
Evening Whispers.
Oh, Evening Whispers.
With
Georgie.
2 S's.
Birthday, June 1, and no information. Gala. Aww. Birthday, September 13th. Isn't that that's close to Kia Days?
Yeah.
And Brewpad. Oh, I guess this is where we have all our yeah.
Our menu.
Wanna read this?
Your free trial will start tomorrow. Thank you for subscribing to our fiction plan free trial. You'll have an active subscription to our fiction plan and will start receiving your daily short stories tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the contents we provide.
Neat. Okay.
Shuffled. I guess that's the jukebox.
My supplier made some logistical errors. I don't have half of my ingredients today.
Man, that's a bummer.